Okay, so everybody, welcome to your daily readings, the 10th of the 12th, 2020. It's a very general reading, so it will not resonate with everybody. Take what does and leave what does not. But sometimes you'll come to find that some messages will make sense later. So big up and love. Yeah, man, thank you. Much love. Right, so I'm inviting y'all to think about what it is that you would like clarification on, what type of messages will be helpful for you today, and just what to pay attention to, what are the themes that can come up. So while I'm shuffling, I'll allow you to do that, and I'll be asking the source spirit, universe, most high, and I am that I am, for messages of truth, healing, love, and light. What is the collective energy? Is it energy? Attention to what are the messages for today? Make the message. Not back in there. Message for today. Hold on. Oh, this is definitely for me today. So I'll see what else, see who else this, what? Hey, mama. Yo, that's my mom in the, hey. Hey, mama. Welcome, welcome. Divine dawning. Hey, First Lady Selena. So the energy today is the number 12 and it's balance. Definitely feel like this one is for me. Take the messages as they resonate. So number 12, balance. The frequency of balance supports our ability to find harmony with all aspects of our three-dimensional and multi-dimensional layers of reality. That's deep. So balance. And you know me as a Libra, when I'm off balance, it's just not the one, just on, off, not even on the even keel. So balance. So I'm going to say it one more time what the message is. And we're going to go through this right here. So number 12, balance. So the frequency of balance supports our ability to find harmony with all aspects of our three-dimensional and multi-dimensional layers of reality. So that's big. So we're talking about being at one with all, especially those of us who are doing the laws of Ma'at. This signifies the oneness. This signifies the Asar, the oneness, recognizing that all events and things happen for a reason, and we're supposed to be impartial to each event. It's difficult in this space and time for us to be impartial when it comes to all events, especially if they feel against us or we feel under pressure or we feel under attack. It's very difficult to take away the emotions out of it, or rather try to find better emotions. I think is it Zakir? Is it Zakir? That's the emotions. I think it's Zakir. So Zakir is the use of the emotions in a positive way, so using them. So this balance is talking to us about understanding what's going on in our multidimensional world, all the different layers, what is going on for us energetically. So we are being asked right now to be objective, to stand back, to look at the bigger picture, to recognize that there is a space for everything, for the polarity, for the so-called positive and the so-called negative. This is one that we have to work through constantly. When our balance is off, at times we're unable to see the bigger picture, recognize what role we're meant to play within the situations that happen. And when we are dealing with Asar and dealing with the laws of Ma'at, recognizing oneness and recognizing the ability to go back to zero, which is peace. Amen. That is where we're heading to. But while we're on this trajectory, we have to go through the polarities, and that's what at times causes the rifts. So the balance today of our emotions, the balance of how we perceive ourselves and others will be definitely put into question today. And we will be challenged in that way. Don't be nervous about that, because like it says, we have to come into harmony with all that we are and all that is around us. There are no coincidences. You know, everything happens for a reason. You know, I had an altercation yesterday, and I wasn't coming from a place of peace. I just let my emotions run away with me. And that's what it means not to be in balance, not to be in harmony. Because if I was in balance and harmony with what was going on, I would have been able to take myself out of the picture and just listen to what is being said and what is being asked of me. And then equally, we have to be honest and balanced with ourselves about what we can manage. You know, maybe what I should have done was just not take the call when I'm not feeling fabulous. Instead, I went with another instinct. But like you said, everything happens for a reason. And we must make peace with all situations and recognize they're all necessary for our development. So let's see what the tarot has to tell us about this balance here. Why is balance here for today? Why is balance the energy of today? Feel you, sis. In our real life, you know, things are going on in our real life. We've really got to try and not be so hard on ourselves and others. Just recognize it's just a part of the process. It's easier said than done when you feel some type of way, you know. Oh yeah, I'm thank you. Lisa listens to you, sweetheart. No man, you gotta keep it all the way 1000. I ain't got time to front. You're coming to deliver messages, you better be on point. Talk out the things, you know what I'm saying? All on this journey, trying to find ourselves back to that beautiful oneness and peace that sometimes we don't know so well, you know, but we're learning and we are developing each day. So long may it continue. So balance, number 12. Hey, great sage. So the energy is balanced today. Yeah, being in harmony with our three-dimensional world and also the multi-dimensional layers. Okay, so that is everything in between. So why is this here? The tarot has brought us to the King of Wands. The King of Wands, he's a very, very strong energy. This is an LEO to keeping focused. Keeping focused. The King of Wands is all about focus and action. This is an action taker. The Wands are about taking action. So when the King of Wands comes up, it lets you know that there is some type of action that you're going to take today that will be supporting you moving forward. Hey, how you doing? So the King of Wands is a signifier to making decisions, to taking actions. Like today, I had to just send a text like, yo, I weren't in the headspace. I probably should have never answered the phone with my feelings all out of the take my head all over the shop. That was me taking an action towards making sure that stale energy is not still lingering. I have no time for the extra big energy on my shoulders. I am extremely empathic, so I feel. Sometimes I don't even want to feel what other people are feeling, but it is as such. But when the King of Wands comes up, the King of Wands makes us understand that there are actions that we must take and that we can take to bring back into balance our thoughts, feelings, and our emotions. bring into balance who we really are and why we are going through what we're going through. Hey, darling. So when we're talking about our balance being in harmony with our three-dimensional world and also the multi-dimensional layers of all what we are subject to energetically. So yes, the balance at times needs to be at times tested. The balance needs to be, yeah, challenged at times so that we can actually learn those lessons of abundance, learn those lessons of forgiveness, learn those lessons of being able to step back and look at the bigger picture, be the bigger person to say, yo, you know what, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Or to say, yo, it is what it is. Everybody has their journey and I'm gonna do what I can to support the way I can. So those actions into bringing ourselves back to balance is what we're being asked to do today. So what actions can you take today to bring a situation closer to a more meaningful state, to a more clear, transparent state? So there are different actions that we can take today to bring us back to zero, bring us back to peace. Okay, we've got the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups signifies emotions. Hey, darling. The Page of Cups signifies emotions, and some of which are quite heavy. So for the pages, these are like the children and the teenagers of the tarot. So for some of us, this is like the first time we've had this particular issue, or the first time in a long time dealing with something that is historical. And the reason why I say that, because when we're talking about pages, we're talking about young people, talking about children. So this could also be talking about our own children, the younger people in and around us. Maybe they're going through a lot of emotional imbalance. Situations have come and have knocked them off their course. And this also, like I said, talks to our inner child. This talks to our past, the emotions of the things that have happened that are still causing rifts within our energetic field. So those things that we haven't quite dealt with, those things that we pushed under the carpet, those things will come up, especially when we are feeling out of whack. That is why you can be in a conversation about something about what's happening in 2020 and be transported back to 99, or you get what I'm saying? Back to the 90s, the early 2000s. That's why we are able to transport ourselves there through our emotions, because those are some things that haven't yet been dealt with. So when we are talking about our balance, we're talking about making sure that we can take time within ourselves to balance everything one by one. And this is why they're saying take action. Take one small step each day towards your full alignment and your balance, and you will find that things become much more easier, much more lighter. When we're dealing with our emotions and things that are hurtful, especially things from the past that can come up. That's how you can be a big 36-year-old and be transported back to being a teenager when things was just so unfair, I always go through this and it always works out like that. Because there are some emotions that have not been, and sometimes there is a need to understand that at times that healing needs to be done one up. You're not always going to get the closure or the apologies or the quailing of the energy from whoever's causing you discomfort, and we also got to take responsibility of why we allow people to allow us to get to that stage, because ultimately it's a choice. Ultimately, we don't have to run and jump on what everybody is on. We can say, oh, you be on your journey, cool. I don't recognize this part. I don't want to be involved in it. I'm not participating. However, it doesn't always work out like that. Hey, sis. And we're talking about making sure that we are bringing ourselves back into balance with that multi-dimensional layers. There are so many different layers of our being. That is why we are talking about taking action, small steps towards the preferred state of being where balance is here for us. Dealing with those emotions of the past, dealing with our children who are going through times of difficulty and where we have to help them bring themselves back into balance. Okay, and also we have the Empress. So, my darlings, when the Empress comes up, the Empress lets us know you've been here, done that, got the t-shirt. She's got the womb, got the whole world in her womb. The Empress is somebody who has gone through the whole thing. When we're talking about tarot cards, we're talking about starting from 0, from the Fool, moving right to the 10, and going through the cycles. So this woman, this energy has gone through the whole cycle. So this is about talking about wisdom, you know, learning from the past, learning from situations, taking the wisdom, picking the sense from the nonsense. And just remembering what happens every time you deal with certain people who you feel take you out of balance, or when you are out of balance and are allowing people's energies to mess with yours, when you haven't put yourself in that equilibrium space, when you haven't given yourself enough time to breathe so you can be objective. This is where we pull our wisdom from. There's no sense in arguing. There's no sense in trying to make people see your way. Especially if you know the outcome. You know, sometimes fighting against the grain is just not the best thing. However, to show love and to show some kindness is mainly the best substitute for people and places and things that cause us discomfort, not to try to change the narrative, but rather to come from a place of wisdom and understanding, and understanding that everybody is where they're meant to be right now, irrespective of whether you agree or disagree. And that is exactly what balance is here for. This is why we're being asked to look at the 3-dimensional world and also the multi-dimensional layers of what is going on with us energetically. Because best believe nothing's going wrong, yeah. So let's look into the love activation. Let's look into what is being activated within us regarding our balance, needing to take actions. And they don't need to be big ones. They can be very small steps, very small decisions that are going to support you balancing that energy, those emotions, those things that hurt, especially those that are historical, that haven't been dealt with. You know, recognizing that realistically, we are the Empress. We've gone through a multitude of things. And when we look at how much that we actually know and take the emotional side out of it, there is much support and healing there for us through these lessons. So let's see. What is being activated within us? That's definitely ours. Look at that action. What is being activated within us today regarding there's one more. What is being activated within us regarding this spread? One more. I feel like there's one more. What is being activated within us? Oh, okay, 2 more. Okay, so the first activation we have is action. I love when things work out like that. So we're talking about action. So today, action, you have the courage to express the unique, loving colors of your soul. Action. You have the courage to express the unique, loving colors of your soul. So like I said, take those small actions. Don't squeeze down who you are. Have the courage to be your full, loving selves with full faculties, understanding you are where you're meant to be right now. You are meant to go through what you're going through right now for that wisdom, for that understanding. And when we keep going back to the laws of Ma'at, and I'll always keep going back to it because this is what's helping me balance my own mind and energy and how I'm feeling. When we're talking about the laws of Ma'at, and we're talking about taking actions, and we'll also need to remember that it's like with Zakir, I think it's Zakir. I think it wasn't this Zakir, was it? Might even be Herakuti. When we're talking about our spiritual wisdom. And in that, it talks about the harder the trials that you go through, the bigger your spiritual growth, the bigger your spiritual trajectory is, the more you go through, the more wisdom you gain and spiritual power. When you recognize that when I'm trying to let it seep in, each day it's got to seep in little by little, because when we are moving through our lives and things are knocking us off course and we feel pain and we feel discomfort, it's very difficult at times to remember that all that you're going through, you wear all of that shit, yeah, like a badge of honor. That's your stripes. That works towards your spiritual power, you know. Check that out. Spiritual power is had through adversity, you know, so we needn't worry and run away from those situations, people, places, and things, you know, and I'm working with that. Best believe me, I talk to you, I talk to myself. Yeah, right? So there are actions. Tahuti, thank you, sis, is Tahuti, the wisdom and the power of the Most High. And that is what we have at our disposal. Thank you, Lisa, it is Tahuti. Yeah. And then we've got trust. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have the faith in your intuition. I'm going to say it one more time again. Trust. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. Yes, have faith in your intuition. Your intuition will never take you where you're not meant to be. The intuition is there to support you along your journey. That is that intelligence, that innate intelligence that allowed us to be, you know, that allowed us to be able to get up, walk, crawl, all of those things, to eat. And those things weren't taught, they're just innate. So that's that divine intelligence. So definitely follow your divine intelligence. It's not going to take you where you don't need to be. It's going to help you get through this, walk through this journey. We have satisfaction. I like that. Satisfaction. You let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. I'm going to say it one more time because that hit me in my own chest. Satisfaction. You let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. And we say it like it's a simple thing. Like, yeah, I let people define who I am, you know. But we've got to make sure that it's self-approval, that we are making sure we're looking out for self. We're not waiting for other people to validate us. And this is what I mean about fighting against the grain and trying to get people to understand our way. That's still fighting against the grain. That's still trying to change the narrative. You know, what best for you to do is to show that level of strength and tenacity is to stand firm in what you believe in. You don't need to always fight. However, you just have to agree to disagree and stay being who you truly, truly are. You don't need to take yourself out of yourself to make a point. And then lastly, we have forgiveness. Forgiveness. Forgiving ourselves, firstly, and others. So forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. It is truly deep. This one is, yeah, this one. So forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. And that brings me onto a beautiful alley, just as a reminder, what is love? What is love? And we're not talking about that affection, we're not talking about hugs and kisses here, although that is beautiful and a part of it as well. But love is giving, seeking nothing in return. It's a big notion. So love is giving, seeking nothing in return. So that means you give without expectation of getting something back. You give of knowledge, love, without having to make sure that they get it, they understand, because you're giving freely and you're not to seek anything in return. Just the giving alone should be enough, because we know that whatever we give, we are ultimately receiving. So there is no theft of our energy, really, because we're giving it over. There is no theft of our energy. We are giving it over. So let's remember what love truly is giving, seeking nothing in return. So lastly, as we wrap up, so definitely look after yourself, release those hurts, get on that balance, but take one thing at a time. Beat up yourself. Wow, discussing generational trauma. Oh yeah. Our stuff is often not our stuff. We need to forgive ourselves and others and let it go and love anyway. True word, Lisa, true word. Because most of what we got in our DNA stuff, like I said, it's like the past. It's things that, like you said, generational, you know. And what we don't deal with, we pass it on to our children. So I really want to get some more of my ish sorted so that my children don't need to go through quite as much, or whatever they're dealing with is just for them. They're not carrying my load, you know, and the loads of those who didn't deal with their ish, you know. And that's a part of the journey, this energetic pull, you know. Let me get some affirmations and words of encouragement regarding this spread, please. And thank you for the messages. The way they just flew out. Oh, blessings to you, sweetheart. I'm glad to hear it. So in closing, I give my body exactly what it needs today. I give my body exactly what it needs today. So whatever your body is needing today, making sure you're drinking lots of water, making sure you're eating live foods, you know, rest, rejuvenation, some TLC, if that's what it be. You know what you need, but I give my body exactly what it needs today, okay? I honor myself. I honor myself. I honor myself enough. I honor myself, yeah? I honor myself enough to give myself what my body really needs, give myself the rest, forgiveness, love, nurture. I honor myself enough to aim for the highest peace. Hey, sweetheart. And this is what it means by honoring yourself, honoring where you're at, honoring your emotions, whether you're down, up, or in the middle. It's where you're meant to be so that you can work out what lessons are here for you, you know. Oh, bless your cotton, sweetheart. I am unique and I honor my individuality. Hey, there's an early you back to being your true self, not fighting against the grain. Yeah, I am unique. Yes, you are. And I honor my individuality. Yes, yes, you are unique. Honor your individuality. Because there ain't nobody like you, boo. Shit, ain't nobody like you. And last but not least, I live without fear. This is a big one for me. I live without fear. And I want to live without the fear of being used, without my energy being depleted. But then when we go back to what giving truly is, what love truly is giving, seeking nothing in return. Like I said, nothing is being robbed from us. So what are we fearing really? when every situation is here to give us a lesson and to bring us to spiritual power? What we got to fear? What we are worried for? Yeah, what am I stressing about? What are we stressing about? Let's bring ourselves back to balance, one thing at a time. Do not rush the something. You know what I'm saying? Be kind to yourselves. And that has been your reading. And I hope it was beneficial and there was something in it for you. Much love and have a beautiful, beautiful day, my family. One day at a time. One thing at a time. No rush it. Everything all right. Take care, my lovelies. Have a blessed day. So that has been your daily reading. I hope it was beneficial. That is very general. So if you're wanting your personal readings, all the information is in the description box below or under my services so that we can have a personal reading with each other and connect directly. Have a great day and we shall speak tomorrow. Take care.